situations in that region. Since the peace accord was signed in 1997, there has been no sign of progress in the implementation process of the accord. In fact, we have witnessed the worsening situation faced by our indigenous sisters and brothers in that region. The CST Accord granted the status of tribal inhabited area and support necessary administrative institutions such as Hill District Councils and the Chittagong Hill Tribes Regional Council to be set up. However, Madam Chair, the government has so far failed to actualize them to protect, safeguard, and maintain the tribal inhabited status of that region. Land grabbing and influx of Bengali settlers continue to pose threats to indigenous peoples there. Even more, the settlers are frequently involved in perpetrating human rights violations and attacks against indigenous peoples with the primary aim to grab indigenous people's land. At least 5 large-scale attacks were carried out by settlers against indigenous peoples since the signing of the accord. It is unfortunate that the government turns a blind eye to all these incidents, which are at times assisted by members of armed forces. This has to be stopped. We are observing with serious concern that the Bangladesh government is more interested in relocating the Bengali settlers in CST, violating the provisions of the accord, rather than rehabilitating more than 9,000 India returnee refugees families and more than 90,000 internally displaced families who are waiting to return to their own land for the last 3 decades. Madam Chair, it is unacceptable that affairs of the CST should continue to be run by the military, even after the accord was signed. Although the country is not at war and it is at peace with its neighboring countries and there is no insurgency prevailing, but the presence of Bangladesh army is very much in that region. There are more than 400 military camps, in addition to the 6 headquarters in the CST, which are little more than 5,000 square miles in area. We are alarmed that the news that heavy military presence in the region contributes to severe human rights violations, systematic rapings of indigenous women, girls, and extrajudicial killing of indigenous leaders and ordinary persons of indigenous persons. Given the above, Asia Indigenous Peoples Caucus welcomed the report made by the Special Rapporteur and endorses the recommendation in it. We would like to highlight the following. First, we call for immediate withdrawal of temporary army camps from the region and leading to demilitarization of land and territories of indigenous peoples to peace, economic, social progress and development, understanding and friendly relations among nations, peoples of the world as enshrined in the UN RIP. We call for constructive dialogue to be organized immediately between government of Bangladesh and indigenous peoples of the CST. We call for the attention of all UN agencies, including UNDP, CSTDF, to fully support and promote the implementation of the peace accord. We call the attention of the Department of Peacekeeping Operations to develop a mechanism to strictly monitor and screen human rights records of army personnel, to allowing them to participate in peacekeeping operations. We also call upon the UN Permanent Forum to dedicate a special theme or technical seminar to peace building processes, the implementation of peace agreement and conflict prevention initiative in indigenous peoples' territory. Lastly, we demand that international and internal refugees are properly rehabilitated without further delay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.